definition of SME. Okay, Les Copaque production, Siam Berhad, was named after a Malay phrase named Les Copaque, which means that the card that a person can take in a card game that they wholeheartedly put their hopes and dreams on. So LCP was founded in December 2005 by Haji Burhanuddin and also his wife Haja Ainun, and their specialization is basically in 3D animation, where they have local images but having a global appeal. The success of LCP has been proven when they have won numerous awards since 2006 until 2019, and one of the awards that they have won is SME Awards in 2018. They also have gone international, where they have been chosen by the Disney Asia channel and Televisi Pendidikan Indonesia. And apart from that, they also have their own YouTube channel, which made Ubi Ipin to be accessible globally to fans in Uzbekistan and Europe. And not only that, they have come up with their own academy, which named Les Copaque Animation Academy, where they offer diploma in 3D and media technology, and also diploma in creative business, where their aim is to produce graduates that are specialized in digital animation, where the skills can fulfill the demands of international and local standard. So what is SME? SME is basically means small to medium enterprises, and SME has been divided into two categories, which first is manufacturing and second is services and others. So manufacturing can be defined as any physical or chemical transformation of materials or components into new creation, and services also included hotel and restaurants, private education, ICT services, and also research and development. So according to official national SME definition, other services are included agriculture, mining, and also construction. And in order to be classified as an SME companies, the company must fulfill two criteria, which first the first criteria is full-time employees, number of full-time employees, and the second criteria is the sales turnover. As for manufacturing sector, they are required to have a sales turnover that must be 15 million and not surpassing 50 millions, or the full-time employees are between 75 and not more than 100%. As for services and other sectors, the sales turnover must be 3 million and not exceeding 20 million, or the full-time employees are from 30% and must not be beyond 75%, and all of these SME companies must be registered with Companies Commission of Malaysia, which is SSM. And it also requires a perfect link between knowledge, business strategies, and information technology, and IT systems have proved extremely powerful in aiding an organization. So SME can utilize IT system such as using social media for their business to communicate with the customer, and where the customer is their main knowledge acquisition. While for manufacturing sector, it requires a strong relationship with manufacturer and also the supplier, because the manufacturer needs raw material. So this established relationship can help in developing a knowledge acquisition. So to conclude, actually SME is indirectly practicing knowledge management while conducting their businesses.
Their goal is to be a media production company that specializes in creating an intellectual property. This IP is to showcase local talent and Malaysia culture unique local flavor. This was represented based on local slang, meaning last chance or all out. They also aim to be a platform for young Malaysian talents to show their limitless and creativity imagination. Les Copaque Productions Sdn Bhd logo is the original mascot of a frog on top of coconut shell, was referring to resistance to change. It is a symbolize their eagerness to dream high and big with ability to think outside of the box. Les Copaque Sdn Bhd is constituted as SME company. This company is in group of service and other sector. The size of LCP operation is medium. LCP are defined as firm with sale turnover not exceeding 20 million, where LCP posts a turnover of over 7 million, on which geng pengemaraan bermula in 6.3 million, while Upin gross 1 million. LCP also have number of full-time employee not exceeding. All SMEs must be entities registered with SSM or other equivalent bodies. This can be proved from several awards that LCP won, which are Asia Pacific ICT Awards 2007, Best Startup Company, 50 Enterprise LC Merchandising 2014, SME Brand Excellence Awards 2018, and other recognition. Betul?
Assalamualaikum. My name is Nurul Ain and I will present about the implementation of knowledge management process in Les Copaque production. The first process is knowledge acquisition. Les Copaque production get their knowledge through partners, which is one of their partner, Saito University College. Les Copaque Animation Academy, an institution under the Les Copaque production, make a collaboration with Saito University College and exchange their knowledge and experience to develop the 3D animation industry in Malaysia. Next, Les Copaque production get their knowledge through competitors, which is Wow Animation Studios and Animostar Studios. After these competitors produce animations such as Agent Ali and Bobo Boy, Les Copaque production realized that they need to add some action elements in their animation. Then they produce more action animations such as Upin Ipin Keris Siaman Tunggal, which is more adventurous and full of action. Second process is knowledge sharing. Les Copaque production share their knowledge through collaboration with UNICEF. Les Copaque collaborate with United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, and Upin Ipin become the ambassadors for children. They are working together to raise awareness on children's issues such as disabilities, bullying, and violence against girls. Les Copaque also established an institution which is Les Copaque Animation Academy, a private higher education institution based on 3D animation under the Les Copaque production. This academy strives to produce skillful and talented animators in Malaysia. The third process is knowledge utilization. This is when Les Copaque production use their knowledge to solve real-life problems, which is lack of professional animators in Malaysia. Les Copaque production realized that 3D animation industry in Malaysia lack of graduation from universities and college with animation course certification. As the consequence of this, Malaysia and the Les Copaque production itself short of skilled and experienced animators. To solve this problem, Les Copaque production used their knowledge and established an institution which is Les Copaque Animation Academy to generate more professional animators to work with their company and to ensure the 3D animation industry in Malaysia will be more developed.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Siti Norjana binti Abu Hassan. So now I would like to start my presentations. Based on my research, I have found that Les Copaque corporations had completely utilized all these three fundamental elements of knowledge management. First, in knowledge acquisition process, Mr. Burhanuddin, the founder of Les Copaque Corporations, acquired tech knowledge through attending various of film festival and trade shows throughout the world. He learns that in order to be accepted globally, the animation first need to be accepted by Malaysians. He need to attract audience with a unique nation culture, and this idea are acquired from the director of the best animation studio in Japan. Next, for the second fundamental process of KMs, it's proven that the knowledge sharing happen between organizational structure when they're performing a new project. For this example, in creating Upin Ipin latest project called Keris Yang Tunggal, the various expertise of local animator was gathered. The involvement of workers by sharing opinions, the knowledge from each worker are combined and create a high level of knowledge than individual knowledge. Lastly, knowledge is said to be utilized if it was applied in a real-life situations. Les Copaque has done some research to acquire the knowledge on character they want to be created. In a company research, the character must be well accepted by audience and is free from any bias and discriminations, which means that the character shown are not going to create dispute and touch the sensitivity of people. For example, the portrayal of black people as a criminal. In conclusion, Les Copaque Corporation had completely fulfilled all these three fundamental processes of KM, and they've been used to increase the company productivity.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Nur Shakira binti Mahzun. Training regarding the recommendation based on the lesson learned from the organization and our group recommendation to Les Copaque Productions. The first recommendation is the company must have a good intellectual property management. The company itself must manage their intellectual property because they are the assets which can give profits to the company. Therefore, registering the design of any intellectual properties to get the copyright or trademark is important to avoid losses of profit. This action can avoid the stealing of copying illegally of the asset from the third parties. For example, Les Copaque Production has 11 trademark registrations, and according to the copyright law which works both Malaysia and internationally to protect the characters and stories of Upin and Ipin as well as the other intellectual properties. Secondly, the company must seek external sources. This is essential since external knowledge is also important to complement the efficiency of the company, which also can be called knowledge acquisition. The company or firm should gather and seek external information from the expertise to reduce the risk of failure. Thirdly, is finding a good and trusted investor or sponsors. Investors are important in starting the business since they are contributing to the capital, especially when the studio, company or firm that want to start their businesses. Besides, trusted investors can be helpful to the company or studio since they do not control much aside from giving advices. We will move on to the recommendation to the organization. The first one is that LCP can do many dubbing in many languages. Secondly is by airing the animated movies into the other countries' cinemas. Last but not least is a collaboration with the local animation series. LCP can collaborate with other animation series.
In conclusion, Les Copaque has fulfilled all the three fundamental process knowledge management, which are knowledge acquisition, knowledge sharing, and knowledge utilization. Besides, Les Copaque is a SME company because it has fulfilled all the requirements in order to be SME companies.